Okay, so it's 12 noon Chicago time. I'd like to welcome everybody out there to this at-home version of our Barchart educational series. My name's Jean Baker. I'm the project director for the Barchart.com website. And today I am going to be covering a lot of information regarding Barchart Opinion, which is a very unique tool that you'll find on our website. It is proprietary to our Barchart website, so I'm hoping I can give you a lot of information to get you started. First and foremost, we are living in extraordinary times right now, and I really do, and I'm sure everybody at Barchart also extends the same wishes. I hope everybody is staying safe and well out there. So please be careful, and hopefully you'll get some information today that you can use to start looking at these crazy markets that are out there. Anyway, I also want to let you know that as a person who's registered for this webinar, you will be getting a recording. As soon as I'm finished getting that together, I will be sending that out to you later on today. So you will be getting an email with a link to the recording. And as I mentioned, today's Barchart Opinion is the main topic, and as you see on your screen, I have to let you know that opinions are not a recommendation to buy or sell a security, and it's really up to you. It's your decision whether or not to make a purchase. You should be doing that based on your own due diligence. And with that, I think I'll be able to actually get started with the content for today's webinar. And you should be seeing our stock market overview page. First of all, Barchart Opinion. What is Barchart Opinion? You've probably seen it many places on our website. If you look at any of our typical data tables, I'm pulling up our 1 month new highs here. And if you look at the technical view, you see the opinion, Barchart Opinion. This is really funny, I have to tell you. Working from home, my internet speed is a little bit slower than we have it in the office, so I do apologize if you see any kind of delay, lag time. I can't take any kind of credit for that or whatever. So with our data tables, you will see opinion. And a lot of times people look at this and they can't quite understand, well, what is this? Is this telling me that I should buy or I should sell? Here's Amazon's 100% buy today. What does that mean? Well, Barchart Opinion is a technical analysis tool that's going to help you interpret the market's price action. And opinion is based on a number of popular trading strategies, technical analysis trading strategies. And looking down here, you would not know, okay, if these are the 1 month new highs, what exactly does opinion mean? Well, let me pull up a symbol page, a quote page. This was one that I was taking a look at a little bit earlier on in the day. Top right of the quote page for every symbol on our website, you'll see Barchart's technical opinion. And this one today, which is an 11% gainer, is a weak sell. A little bit further on down the page, you're going to see analyst ratings, and this one is a strong buy. We get this question a lot. Well, why are you guys saying it's a weak sell when the analysts are saying it's a strong buy? I want to make this point early on because it's a thing that people frequently confuse. Analyst ratings and earnings estimates, these are really based on fundamentals, and this might not be the best symbol to look at, but I only had one analyst weighing in saying this is a strong buy. And the analyst ratings are based a lot of times on monthly or quarterly data, and you may or may not be getting a whole lot of information from this. If there are more analysts, you're going to see more data, but this is based on fundamentals. The Barchart Opinion is based on technical analysis. And I want to talk a little bit about the whole concept of technical analysis before we get into actually looking at the opinion page. Here's another symbol, AMD, which is listed as a strong buy with the Barchart Technical Opinion. Analyst ratings, again, there's 22 analysts rating this as a moderate buy. So again, this is based on fundamentals. This is based on technicals. Every symbol has a Barchart Opinion page. You'll find it over here. And I'm going to open this up and we're going to break this down and take a look at what Barchart Opinion is. So if you use charts and technical analysis, these indicators here are probably familiar with you. Again, opinion is based on technical analysis that relies on chart patterns to predict future price movements. I'm going to open up the chart for AMD. Okay, I'm on a 1-year chart already. And, let's take a look, just look at this pattern. Their price, the price for AMD was in a steady upswing over here, right? And if I placed a technical analysis tool on the chart, say a 20-day moving average, let me go back to the 1 year. A moving average will take, in this case, the last 20 days of prices and average what that price is. And you'll see that the moving average really followed very closely to the overall trend of the price. Over here, it started going down. The moving average was also following that same slope. All right. So in technical analysis terms, a moving average is a trailing indicator. And typically when the securities price goes above the moving average, the signal that moving average, that trading strategy gives you, signals a buy. And if the price falls below the moving average, it's typically interpreted as a sell signal. So let's go back over here. This is a 20-day moving average, and right about here, the price of the security rose above the moving average. So this technical trading strategy, the 20-day moving average trading strategy, would have signaled that this is in a buy pattern, a buy trend. And over here, when the price falls below the moving average, it's going to signal that this is in a sell trend. All right, a couple other types of trading strategies that are very frequently used and very popular with traders. You'll find moving average crossovers, or sometimes called MACDs. This is when you use two different moving averages of two different periods, and when the shorter term moving average crosses above the longer term. Typically, if you're looking at a chart, that's going to be interpreted as a buy signal. And when the shorter term moving average goes below the longer term moving average, that's typically interpreted as a sell signal. All right, back on my AMD chart. Let's look at the 20-50-day moving average. And again, I'm going to put this on a year chart. The 20-day moving average, as you see up here, is in pink. The longer term 50 moving average is in blue. So here, when the shorter term moved above the longer term, this trading strategy, if you use these strategies, this indicated a buy pattern at this point. And when the shorter term fell below the longer term, right here, same with, the prices are going down, this indicated a sell signal. So now that we kind of get the concept of what these different trading strategies do, let's go back to the opinion page and see if we can break this down a little bit. And I'm going to skip over the very top of the screen for a moment. It's giving us an overall average with a strength and direction. We're going to come back to this in a moment. What I want you to look at, though, is the contents of the page. We're showing really 4 different groupings of technical trading strategies. First one, Trendspotter, is a proprietary indicator that Barchart uses. It's based on wave theory. It uses market momentum and volatility, and it finds a general buy or sell trend. Trendspotter is a shorter term kind of signal. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time looking at this one today, but what I do want to look at is the grouping of short, medium, and long-term indicators. And you'll see in each group we have moving averages, and we also have these MACD crossovers. And for every indicator, we're showing you an opinion. So the 20-day moving average for AMD is signaling a buy. If you remember on the chart, when the security's price goes above the 20-day moving average, that's considered a buy. All right, the opinion page has a chart icon right here. And if I want to look at what this means, that this is a buy, you click the chart icon. We'll open up a flip chart for this symbol. It's already plotted the 20-day moving average on here. And you can see right here, yes, it's a buy signal. Here's the moving average. Here's the price. The price is crossed above the moving average. We list an opinion for each of these signals. Over here, the 20 to 50-day MACD is a sell. If I open up the chart, the 20-day is in pink, the 50-day is in blue. The shorter term has crossed below the longer term. So the common interpretation of this trading strategy is that this symbol is issuing a sell if you use the 20 to 50-day moving average or MACD crossover on your charts. So what does all of this mean? All right, depending on whether your trading strategy, whether you feel more comfortable with a short, medium, or long-term outlook, you might focus some attention on these different opinions for these different indicators. Each of these groupings comes up with an average. Okay, for instance, the medium, all four are buys, so we have 100% buy. Same thing with the long term. Short term, it's 50-50, so the average short-term indication of opinion is a hold. What the overall average at the very top of the page does is it gives you an average of all 13 signals that we calculate opinions for. All right, as far as calculations go, opinions are recalculated every 20 minutes throughout the trading day using delayed data from the exchange. We do calculate opinion on every asset class, every symbol type that we carry on our website, whether it's a stock, an ETF, a futures contract, Forex contract. You will find opinions on any of those types of asset classes. One other thing to keep in mind is in order to form this opinion, if you think about these, especially the longer term indicators, we need at least 200 days of trading activity for a symbol in order to generate an opinion. So if you ever, if you pull up an IPO symbol, you're going to see that it does not have an opinion. It's just that we simply cannot run our calculations on it to provide an opinion. All right. I see a lot of questions coming in. I'm going to try to wait to the very end to answer because I have a lot of things to go through today. So if you can hold off on your questions, I'll try to get to them as much as possible right before we end the session today. One other thing I want to talk about is this current strength and current direction. We calculate an overall strength and direction for the symbol, but down here on the individual indicators, you'll also see we have a toggle that will show you the strength and direction. Opinion strength. Strength will tell you how close the trend is to changing direction. And these only the strength only applies for a buy and a sell signal. There are 5 different readings for strength, going from maximum all the way down to weak. Again, let's go back here and take a look at a couple examples. The 20-day moving average is a buy, so the security's price is above the moving average, and the strength is maximum. And if I look at the chart, here's the moving average is this line that's going here, and the security's price right here rose above and is continued to go above. So the trend in this case is maximum because the trend has been confirmed over a number of trading days. This is a daily chart, and the continuing trend for this signal is still moving upwards. That would be considered maximum. Let's look at a soft, okay? And again, if you remember, soft is toward the bottom over here. If the signal is soft, this was a moving average crossover, 50 to 100 day. The 50 is in pink. It's above the longer term 100-day moving average. So this is considered a buy signal. But you'll notice the trend of the prices is kind of choppy, going down, not really knowing what to do. So when you see the strength moving toward the other end of the spectrum, it's telling you that the trend might be showing signs of weakening and reversing. So strength is a longer term measurement that you can use. Just like with the overall average, the strength of it over at the top here is an average of the overall strength of all 13 indicators. So overall, this is a 72% buy, meaning the technicals are indicating that the prices are in a buy or an upward trend, and the strength is strong, meaning that the pattern of those technicals are telling us that this is still in an upward pattern. All right. Direction, on the other hand, is a short-term measurement. It's a reading from the last 3 days, and it is useful in showing you whether the price is trending towards or away from its current signal. At the top is strongest, at the bottom is weakest. So let's look at, again, an example. The 20 to 200 day MACD oscillator is a buy. Over the last 3 days, the direction is strongest. And if I look at the chart, you'll notice that, yes, the direction is definitely strong. It hasn't just been moving a couple points, it's moved a number of points over here. So with current direction, again, we average the 13 indicators, and this will give you an overall indication of how the prices are trending in relationship to the interpretation of those 13 trading signals, trading strategies. All right. I am going to go to the chart for this page. And this is over a 1 year. It was a 72% buy, I believe, and it was showing me that the strength is strong. And you can, again, see that as indicated in the chart pattern. All right. Sometimes you're going to find symbols that have 100% buy or 100% sell. Clorox company, everybody wants hand sanitizer and wipes these days. Clorox has been in a nice upward pattern. You'll see right there, it had a 52-week high on, what was that, the 18th. Anyway, if I go back to the price overview, this is a strong buy. The analyst rating is a hold. Again, don't confuse this with the Barchart opinion, and don't take this as a recommendation from Barchart to go out and buy this. It's just saying that the technicals are telling you this is in a strong upward or buy pattern. And if I look at the opinion, it's at 100% buy. It's at 100% because this is buy all the way down the row here. And this one happens to be in the top 1% maximum current strength of all the other symbols that are in the universe that we're looking at here. Current direction is strongest. Again, that pattern, that upward pattern that you saw on the chart is confirmed by looking at the Barchart opinion. One other thing I want to point out is that sometimes with direction on a hold signal, you will see slightly different wording. Again, it's a short-term reading from the last 3 days. It tells you whether the price is trending towards or away from the signal. And what you'll see with the hold is the signal bullish or is it bearish, moving toward a buy or moving toward a sell? I'm going to take a moment and see if, let's see if there's any questions. Somebody is saying, even on the short-term indicator, there's a soft and a sell opinion. Let me go back to AMD. I think you're probably looking at this one. All right, here, here's a sell. Strength is soft, and if you remember, soft means that it's looking at how close the trend is to changing the direction. All right, so let's take a look at this indicator here. This is where the 20-day moving average crossed below the longer term. So this is where the sell signal was triggered. And we have a strong down pattern here, but it's kind of wavering and going up. So by having a soft strength, it means that the current trend that this technical is indicating is showing that the likelihood of the signal changing from a sell to either a hold or a buy is it's getting closer to the signal changing. That's all it's saying. Maximum means that the signal is looking like it's going to continue its current signal. So if it's a buy, it's going to continue to be a buy. If it's a sell, it's going to continue to be a sell. When it starts going toward the soft or the weak, weak might mean that it just entered the trend and the technical doesn't have enough to look back on previous history. I'll see if I can find an example of that. Soft means that the trend looks like it's changing direction. And again, that's what we saw over here. A lot of times, let's see if this one is going to show me the same thing. The 50 to 100 is a buy signal and it's soft. So, okay, here's the 50. It crosses above the 100. So this is a buy. And this, remember, the strength is a longer term outlook for the signal. And as you can see, the shorter term moving average is closing in on the longer term moving average. And that's the reason that this is telling you it's a soft signal. If it was continuing up here, it was probably going to be a strong signal. But here it's weakening, it's getting closer to crossing again, going from a buy here. And if this does eventually cross sometime out in the future, that will be a sell signal. So I hope that answered that question. All right, I did tell you that opinions are recalculated every 20 minutes during the day. So it is very, very possible, especially if the market is changing a lot, if there's a ton of choppiness and volatility going on, you might very well see a symbol that you're following, especially with one of the indicators. It might change from a buy to a hold or to a sell, and it could do that multiple times during the course of the day. So when you're looking at how to use Barchart Opinion, again, this is really a tool for you to use. If you use technical analysis on your charts, this is a really good starting point for you to take a look at your favorite technical trading strategy, whether it's a short, medium, or long term. You can see, based on all of Barchart's calculations that go into the opinions, where this thing is trending. You can look at the chart to see how that signal is moving with price action. So that's the reason why you want to use Barchart Opinion. Upper right corner, you'll see something called Snapshot Opinion. And this is really used for you to look at the trend from yesterday, last week, last month. And again, we're in extraordinary times here. We've had so much change in the market over the last month, and I'm sure there's going to continue to be change. But if today, the overall Barchart Opinion, the overall market trend from all of these 13 different indicators is showing that the price pattern is in a buy trend. Yesterday was the same. Last week it was 56. Last month it was 8. Again, so it's showing me a trend. So if I go back and look at a chart from last month, and let me get rid of these moving averages. There was a lot going on here. It went, the price went down, went back up, going down, so the trend is confirmed when you look at the chart. And again, you can use these little widgets that we have up in the website, the overall opinion and the snapshot opinion that shows you the trend. Always go back, confirm it on the chart, and you can go from there. I'm also going to point out before I leave the page, the opinion page has a little tutorial that if after reviewing today's session, you still have questions, I would suggest you come back here. This is going to go through pretty much everything that I just went through with you today on the opinion page. And now I'm going to move on and talk about some of the reports on our website that use Barchart Opinion. Again, I'm moving over into the stocks tab here, but as I mentioned before, we have these reports for every other asset class, the ETFs. Here's the trading signals reports that I'm going to go through. Right over here, these trading signal reports are the ones that we're going to look at right now. And these are, a lot of the reports that you see in the stocks menu here are momentum reports. They're based on recent or significant price changes and price trends. We looked at the top 100 stocks a little bit earlier, and this one measures stocks ranked by weighted alpha, how much it's changed over the last year. These are really your top performing stocks, and What I'm going to look at now are these trading signal reports. The very first one that I'm going to show you is a page that's accessible if you have a Premier membership, a Barchart Premier membership. Anyone can go in and take a look at this with all the different numbers of new buys, holds, and sells for the day based on each of these 13 different trading strategies. But if you want to actually get in and look at the detail, you do need a Premier membership, and I'm going to show you at the very end of the webinar where to do that. We offer a 30-day free trial. There's no reason why you should not sign up for one and really take these reports out for a spin. Okay, so the new stock recommendations, again, are calculated, they're recalculated, and the numbers here will change every 20 minutes or so on the website. It's based on delayed data from the stock exchanges, and this is going to tell you the number of stocks that moved into a new buy, hold, or sell signal during the trading session. It also will break out the 100% buys and 100% sell signals. I showed that to you on the opinion page before. These are the symbols, the stocks where all 13 indicators are issuing a buy pattern, showing a buy pattern. You know, so the technicals are saying that that's a strong trend. I'm going to start by looking at this 100% buy signal. We have 64 stocks currently at the moment that are showing this pattern. You'll see that all the way down the page here. They're all 100% buy. These are your really strong performers for the day, and I'm going to open up flip charts just so we can kind of go through and take a look at why maybe these are 100% buys. This one's kind of an odd looking one, but you know, the stock for the longest time didn't do anything, and then all of a sudden, you know, all these price swings. That's probably why it made the 100% buy list. If I started applying different trading strategies, different technicals to this, I'm going to see that these are all in the 100%, are all in a buy signal. So the 100% buys are showing stocks that are trending to the upside, and the 100% sells are those that are trending to the downside. I'm going to go back in here and open up flip charts one more time. There's something I wanted to see if I can point out. Amazon. And I'm going to switch to a year. All right, Amazon typically has had a good price up price movement. Here's another one with a strong price movement. I'm looking for one that maybe doesn't exhibit the same strong upward pattern. Okay, I'm just going to guess at this one. Let's take a look at this one. So yeah, it's up quite a bit from where it was back in August of 2019. It went down quite a bit, up, up, up. There's this more data button on the flip charts that you can use, and without leaving flip charts, you can go over and take a look at the opinion. So this one is a strong buy. All of the trading strategies are showing a buy. The strength is maximum and the direction is strengthening. Direction the last 3 days. And I guess they're looking at the calculation as far as the strength went in here from that price movement. Let's see if I can find another one. And by the way, if you are using this page daily, and we have a lot of people who do this, if you find something that interests you, you can add it directly to your watch list right here. I'm going to add that one over here, and I'm going to always have those stocks to come back and analyze at a later point. because these things are changing so rapidly through the day, I really was trying to find one that I could show you. Okay, this one is in the top 1% for strength and direction. What I'm trying to look for is a symbol where it's not so obvious why this thing, okay, maybe this is one, why it's on the 100% buy. Nope. Sometimes you'll see things that are on the 100% buy or sell list, and if you look at the more data and open up the opinion, you'll find that the strength and direction is not showing that it's strong. Remember, strength is a longer term view, and a lot of times if all of those 13 trading signals have just turned to a new buy today, the strength is not going to be at maximum or at strongest. It's going to be a weaker strength because all 13 just hit and moved into a buy signal for the day, or a sell signal if you're looking at the sells. And let's take a look at one of the indicators at the bottom of the page. Again, these are stocks that made a new signal today. So yesterday at the close of business, let's look at these 20-day moving average stocks. Yesterday, all of these were either a hold or a sell. Today, the price action moved them into a buy signal for the 20-day moving average. Now, I could open up flip charts and I can apply my own template with that signal and take a look at there. And again, you're going to see right there, that's where the price crossed above the 20-day moving average. That's why it's a new buy. I'm going to see the same pattern all the way through here. That's an interesting one. I might want to add that to my watch list. Come back and take a look at that one later. The other thing I do want to point out is we have a chart icon on these new recommendation pages. And instead of going through flip charts, if you're looking down here and maybe I've got, I'm looking at the performance view on some of these things, year-to-date change, 1 month change, and so on, I can open up just one chart for a specific symbol. It opens up the flip chart for this. There's that moving average. It shows you how the price crossed above the moving average today, and that's why it's on the new 20-day moving average buy recommendation. I also want to point out, like I did on the opinions page, that there is a tutorial link at the top of all of these pages that I'm going to be talking about today. There's a separate short tutorial that goes through the reports. And again, I encourage you to take a look at that if after today's session, if you still have questions or just want to go back and review. Oh, right. Why do people use these pages? Why do you come and look at the new stock recommendations each day? Well, and I showed you ways to look for promising opportunities. Again, these are not telling you go out, okay, it's a new buy. Doesn't mean you should go out and buy it. What you really need to do is analyze these lists of stocks. Choose whether you are short, medium, or long term. Find a trading strategy that works best for you, and then maybe focus your attention on that strategy and on the stocks that we present for you each day. These are trading ideas. They're things that you should be looking at, and every trader has their own set of trading criteria. You might want to look at fundamental data and so on. And as I was showing you on the flip charts, you have an easy way to do that using the More Data button. I can go and I can look at key statistics, ratios, the profile, what does this company do? So again, a lot of information for you. You can also set a price alert if you want to look for whether the price changes in any way. Premier members, price alerts, you have a lot of options besides just saying, alert me when the price changes to such and such. You can look at a whole different range of factors. You can actually look at Barchart Opinion and say that when the direction goes to strengthening, send me an alert. Or you'll also find the opinion indicators. Okay, this was on the 20 to 50-day moving average new buys. Well, maybe I want to know when the 50-day moving average signal also is a buy. So you can set price alerts based on that. You can do that right from flip charts. You can do it from the symbols quote page or from the opinion page. All right, we also show different views here for opinions. I'm going to go back to the main page here. The intraday page, again, updated every 20 minutes on the website. We also show daily, weekly, and monthly recommendations. And daily this is a snapshot from yesterday using daily data. The weekly uses weekly data, and the monthly uses monthly data. So let's look at this. Okay, a 20-day moving average. If I were looking at intraday or daily views, this moving average, the metric on it is 20 days. If I change to weekly, even though it still says 20-day moving average, this is really based on 20 weeks of prices. And monthly is based on 20 months of prices. So a lot of traders come back and use these pages. If you're looking at something and if you found something that's of interest to you, you might want to see if the trend is confirmed by using weekly or monthly views as well. All right, next report I want to talk about, top stocks to own. This page is going to rank stocks based on a combination of their overall strength and overall direction. There's a calculation that goes into these, and I'll actually open up the help page later on when we look at the top signal strength and direction to show it to you. But this is a combination. It shows you those symbols with the highest current signals rating, okay? And the importance of this page is that you're going to be able to find securities that are performing the best based on all 13 of those technical analysis signals, all right? These are the best performers that we're finding today. And if you go into flip charts, you're going to see that pattern. These are definitely the best performing stocks for the day. Get a number of questions on this every once in a while. What does that little cap up there mean? That means that's the highest price visible on the chart. Here's the lowest price. Just an FYI, since I saw that. Okay, so why do people use this report, top stocks to own? Well, you can use this to look for opportunities with stocks that are showing signs of reversing, or where the signal has maybe potential to continue even further. So while the current signals rating shows that these are the highest, it's based on the strength and direction. As you saw in the flip chart, some of these, this one's definitely looking like it's moving upwards, but you'll find others where you might find signals or chart patterns using your own analysis of where a trade might be profitable to enter and either capitalize on an upward movement, a continued upward movement, or possibly on the signal reversing. All right, top signal strength and direction. These two are very similar, but if you remember from the opinion page, we had the overall opinion and the overall strength and direction. So these are the top 1% signal strength symbols that we found today. And remember, the signal strength is how strong the buy or sell signal is. And if you open up the help page, it goes through a calculation here. It shows you, we assign point values, and that's how we come up with the top 1%. Signal direction, same thing. These are the ones with the top direction. And there's not a whole lot of them. These pages also have additional criteria that we apply to it. So you're not going to see penny stocks in here. I'm going to show you in a little bit how you can use the screener to actually go through and screen for opportunities like that. But again, open up the help page. It will tell you what's included. It's got to be between $2,000 and $10,000 current price, 20-day average volume greater than 1,000. Okay. Finally, the last report I want to talk about is the stock signal upgrades. It's actually upgrades and downgrades. This page is going to show you opinion change. Here's today's opinion. Here's previous opinion, meaning yesterday's opinion. So it's going to rank these symbols by the amount of change in overall opinion. Again, the average of those 13 indicators. So, who uses these pages, these reports? It could be very useful for options or momentum traders who might be looking for a volatile market to take advantage of big price swings. There's a big price swing right there. It just is going to highlight the change in overall opinion, the change in the overall trading strategies, the signals that those strategies are giving you. All right. Every one of these data table pages that I just went through has a screen option. Again, this is a Premier, Barchart Premier feature. I encourage you, if you haven't tried Premier, or even if you have, go ahead and try another 30-day trial. It will give you a good chance to go through and practice and explore some of the things we're talking about today. So let's say I'm really interested in these stock signal upgrades. I showed you how in flip charts you can add it to your watch list. You can also add it to your watch list or portfolio directly from the links tab, the links over here. But if I want to further apply my own trading strategies, I can click Screen. It's going to open up the stock screener. It's going to pull all of those symbols right here into the screener. And now I can apply my own specific criteria that I like to use when I'm picking stocks. Okay, now I'm down to 46. I can use flip charts to analyze them. I can save the screener so I can run this again. I can save these symbols to a watch list and do what I'd like to do from there. And as a Premier member, if you do save a screener, you can actually send an end-of-day report of the screener results directly to yourself. Barchart then runs the screener for you using the criteria that you've set up. It does this automatically for you about 4:30 p.m. Central Time each day and sends you the results via email. So we are giving you lots and lots of different ways to analyze stocks for possible trading opportunities. One other thing I want to point out, let me go to top 100 stocks. Oh, I forgot something in screeners. I'll go back. Anyway, I was showing you the views before. You can create a custom view with Barchart Opinion fields. This is a custom view that I set up prior to today's webinar, and it's showing the strength and the direction. This is yesterday's opinion, last week, last month, the 50-day moving average signal. So you can create screeners with different data columns on them that are opinion based. And again, to do that, you go to your tools menu, open up custom views, and you can look for the opinion and the opinion indicators custom view fields. I want to go back to the stock screener for a moment. So when we were looking at these reports, the trading signal reports, I showed you how we filter out a lot of stuff there. We don't, the stock price has to be between $2,000 and $10,000. We don't look for OTC stocks. So you can create a stock screener using Barchart Opinion. There are two categories here. Opinion, this is the overall opinion. This is the overall average of all 13 signals. So if I want to look for something that has an overall buy signal, I can also select an individual indicator. Again, are you a short, medium, or a long-term trader? If I'm looking for the 20-day moving average, I can look just for the signal. Is it a buy, sell, or a hold? The strength or direction. Premier members, you may also, this is really creating your own report. You can also look for those symbols who made new signals today. That's the same thing as we were looking at down here with the new trading recommendations. The only difference is you can take off, you can choose which exchanges that you want to do this on. You can include different price, maybe you're looking for between $1 and $2. So you can run your own screeners, create them here, save them, have us email you the results each day. Okay, I've covered an awful lot of information here. One other thing I'm going to go through, and I forgot to talk to you about this as we were going through these pages. A number of the trading signal pages have the option for you to send yourself or to receive an end-of-day email with the day's 100% buy signals, 100% sell signals, and so on. And there is a page in your tools menu, end-of-day reports, where you will find all of those different opinion reports that you can send yourself an end-of-day email on. So a lot of those are premier reports. And again, take that 30-day trial. You have nothing to lose for it. You can cancel at any time. So let's see. I'm going to see if I can get to some questions here and try my best. And if I do not answer your question, I will see if I can get to you when I send out the email later on today with the recording. I will see if I can answer questions. So let's see. I subscribe to Barchart Premier and oh, okay. You see it fine working now. Can I display candlesticks instead of bar charts? Absolutely. Let me go in and open up flip charts. This is the advantage of being a Barchart member, whether you are a Premier member or whether you are using just a free subscription, is that you can create chart templates. And I mean, I have a lot of them here. Here's a candlestick template. So absolutely, you can create a candlestick template and add any studies that you like to it. You can also, while you're in flip charts, is change the bar type here. I showed you how you can also change the time period that you're looking at. So yes, absolutely, you can change to candlestick charts. Does this get updated in real time? Opinions are based and calculated on delayed data. So if I'm looking at, let me go to an interactive chart. If I'm looking at an interactive chart, you know, for US equities, I can turn on the CBOE BATS real-time data. Again, if you're logged in, with the real-time data on, the price that you see up here, as it ticks, it will match the price on the chart. Opinions do not use this real-time data. It uses 15-minute delayed data from the exchange. Well, actually, I should say whatever the exchange delay is. You know, we have to delay the data based on exchange rules. So it's calculated every 20 minutes based on delayed data, and the opinions really are not intended for you to use as a real-time trading tool. It's a technical analysis tool, just like any other technical analysis tool that you might use to find trading candidates. Let's see. 200 moving average can change in different time frames. Not sure what you mean by that. Let me put a 200-day. Oh, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. 200-day moving average. The question was, why does a 200-day moving average change based on different time frames? Again, I'm looking at a 1-year daily chart. This 200-day moving average uses 200 previous days to calculate the average. Well, if I switch to intraday, and this is a 5-minute chart, it's going to use 200 previous 5-minute bars to calculate the moving average. If I change to monthly, it's going to use, okay, this stock probably hasn't traded that long, but I hope you get my drift here. So the moving average is going to use X amount of previous bars in its calculation, and your frequency determines how much data is comprised in each bar. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, I think that we'll wrap it up for today. I really do appreciate everybody's time and attention here. Couple things, like I said, you will be getting a recording later on today with the webinar, a link to the webinar recording. I do encourage you to try this stuff out. If you have questions, we have a wonderful support group they are all now hunkered down working from their own homes and are ready and willing to answer your questions if you have them. And the only other thing that I want to point out is we do have 2 more webinars coming up shortly under the tools menu, free webinars. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about top stock picks, which is a relatively new section that we added to the stock market overview. It is, where is it? Right here. Today's top stock pick and all top stock picks. This piggybacks on today's webinar talking about Barchart Opinion, and it will also go through Barchart's trading strategies. So if you are not signed up for that, and if this webinar was of interest to you, I really do suggest that you join me next week for that session as well, and I'll go through what all of this means and how you can use this as a trading idea to jumpstart your analysis each day. So thank you everybody for your attention. I really do hope everybody stays safe and healthy, and hope to see you at one of our future webinars that's coming up next week. Thanks again. Bye.